Hello, this is Azanar, back at with you another episode
Enemy
of Knights
troops
of
have
Honor.
crossed our borders.
In the last episode, we gained one more province by invading Lothian, and afterwards,
Let's march.
we began to continue building up our strength, developing our economy, and began the retrofit of our armies. Huguet's army here has been completely retrofitted with longbows and Normans, and we're going to use this strength and retrofit to push to our goals even quicker than we have before. Now, instead of continuing to conquer England and move into Ireland, we decided that it would be a best idea to pivot into France considering the situation right now. However, the French, sensing that this may happen, have decided to attack us. Therefore, we very quickly have to try to retrofit our armies to get our troops in the field and hit the French as hard as we can.
Yes.
This is the last longbow Guillaume's army needs. Huguet is currently taking on rebels. We'll see how this battle goes. You can see he's winning decisively. He already has the morale advantage. But after the troops actually meet each other, this isn't going to last very long. An army of peasants, as most rebels are, will be like butter before our strong, skilled armies.
What is your wish?
Now, our only problem up here in the north is that this province produces very little food because it's been raided out.
Yes, my lord.
However, we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to continue building up.
Yes.
It's very important in this game not to let the enemies scare you. As you can see, Huguet, in facing that army, only lost 4 Normans. Now we're going to have Huguet's army go straight towards this French army who's moved into our territory. Now you can see all 3 princes are grown. When all 3 princes are grown, you can actually choose which prince will inherit you. We're going to switch that to Gillette. I was really happy about 3 in economy, but 2 in everything, 3 in warfare is actually much better. It's the most balanced of the 3 princes, and it has the most, in a sense, pips that you would expect from them.
Yes, my lord. Sire, we have spotted enemy troops.
Interesting. There is a unit of Highlanders in this city. We're going to move that unit into our army. Now, what's going on here? We have a situation. A second French army has moved in on us. It's not good. As well, Chainmail Workshop is not going to be done immediately. We're not going to worry...
We have built a new building, sire.
We're going to put Huguet's army in Normandy. And we're just going to fill Normandy up with peasants. This makes us beefy and strong enough, I think, to deal with the 2 armies coming against us at the moment. Again, very important to not be skittish. Although it's also important to not be stupid. It says, as you can see, that we're winning decisively. I'm going to break the siege. Another army is going to come in, but this second army is comprised of mostly archers. Now, we're winning, and we will win this battle. However, we may take a little bit of damage. On the other hand, if you consider that we're essentially fighting off 2 French armies by ourselves, even though they're not full stacks, a little bit of damage is probably not that bad. We've crushed those armies and wiped them. We've lost a unit of Normans. But that's actually not a bad result. Since we've crushed those armies and they're completely gone, I'm going to send this army up here to East Anglia to replace that unit of Normans.
Let us land.
Now, it's probably a good idea to have the ability to produce these base units in every province. One of the things I am doing and taking liberty at is very much concentrating the trade goods in a couple cities. In a game that's more long-term, where you're going to be taking a lot of territory, it's actually a much better idea to spread them out and to try to produce trade goods in a way that, like, you'll build one building here and all of its adjacents in here and things like that. It's actually much better to work like that. However, since this is not an incredibly long campaign we're doing, I'm just not going to worry about that type of micromanagement at the moment. Here, since I can't produce any really enough military buildings to get Normans, I'm going to build a moat. It's always good to build up as much as you can, even if it's just defensiveness. Silver mine. We're going to build this. Silver is a resource we don't have. We want to bring it in. Rebels in Cambria. Interesting.
Yes, my lord.
What is your command? Home, sweet home.
What is your wish?
Political.
Well, the French haven't moved against us again. I don't think that the French are incredibly strong right now, having lost armies like they did against us. Reginald's army is complete. Therefore, we are going to move him down to Kent and begin...
On the road
Whoa.
again. What is your will?
Wrong guy.
To the safety of our castle.
We're going to move him down to Kent and begin retrofitting the longbows into his army.
Let the sun always shine on
Govern province, we're going to send you to Britain and adopt the population there. Now our management is going very well. We're building up our economy, we're giving us the ability to produce troops, we're accruing more trade goods to ourselves, we're adopting population, increasing happiness, and making our realm more stable. All in all, at this point of the game, if you've done all this and you've built yourself this solid foundation that we have built, it's impossible, completely impossible to out and out lose the game. It is possible to have some major setbacks. It's very possible to lose armies. One time in a game as Wales, I conquered close to half of the Western world here, and when my leader died, at the time not knowing about the mechanic to adopt population, every single province that we brought into ourselves broke free as its own nation. Now, I did manage to reconquer my entire empire, but it took a very long time, and a number of times was quite dicey.
What is your wish?
I'm quickly going to take a look at the Kingdom Advantage screen and continue to see what's going on here. Wax is another one of the trade goods we don't have. Now, I think we're close to producing that. Where are you?
Sire, we have spotted enemy troops marching through our lands.
Oh, it's right at the start here. In Cornwall. French army is coming into Normandy. They're heading straight for us. We're going to grab our Normans. We're going to move this army, and we're going to repel this assault. You can see these units here are basic swordsmen, and he doesn't have a full army. At the moment, if I believe I'm correct, no, France isn't fighting Germany anymore. They're throwing everything they have against us. That this is all they can muster, in my opinion, shows that they are weak and very ready to be carved apart. Now, we won't complete this carving in this war, but we will give ourselves a good head start at it. Okay, we're going to send Huguette back to our capital and get ready to repel another enemy army.
What is your wish?
We're going to begin pulling longbows, and there we go. Reginald's army is completely retrofitted, and we just need to wait for more money and food to retrofit that army. Now, this army here is actually quite decent.
Yes.
Yes, my lord.
Back to the castle. I will
My
crush
liege.
these.
Well, it's not part of my plan. I'm going to bring Reginald into the
Our armies have
defense.
won yet another battle.
What is your wish?
Guillaume is done here. We're going to put him to sea.
Political view.
But we're very quickly going to have to head back to Brittany here.
Sire, we have won a battle.
Now, Brittany will survive for a little bit.
My liege. Let us
They do have walls, so they're not going to be able to immediately assault, especially without siege weaponry. But we're going to send Reginald to Normandy, and we're going to send Huguette over to Brittany.
Yes, my lord.
Here we're going to continue to bring in Highlanders, and we're going to continue to produce in our provinces. In this province, I don't have a hostel or a docks. We're going to look at getting those in York. As well, I'm going to upgrade, when we have money, we're going to upgrade 2 docks. See, this is the thing. You don't ever want to neglect your economy.
Raise sails.
My liege, I was getting seasick.
What is your command? What is your wish?
Home, sweet
Yes, my lord.
home.
The shore is near.
Now, we're going to send both of these armies to Brittany's defense.
What is your wish?
We're just going to have Reginald sit here for
The
a
town
while.
is under siege.
Yes, my lord.
Now, the enemy is storming our town, and they're actually winning right now. Their troops are numerous enough, and probably of a decent enough quality to win this battle. However, Huguette is right en route. If the enemy does manage to win and take this town from us, we're very quickly going to be able to crush him, but it looks like our defense army is actually strong enough to deal with him. Although he had more troops, and troops of better quality, once the battle itself was reached and it became a matter of morale, you could see that his army very quickly folded.
What is your command?
Having very strong morale is very important to any battle, and the enemy most likely has not put points into the skills that would get him. You can see he's a 0 skill marshal. Having no skill whatsoever in leadership or in dread,
Tragic news. Your
he
king.
doesn't have the ability to win the morale battle. Okay, our leader has died. Gillette is now the leader. We're going to promote him to a merchant and have him trade with Bohemia. Interesting. We have 2 units of rebels. If we go here, we can see they are all in the north.
Yes.
We're going to take Reginald's army to sea. We're going to have him deal with this.
Yes.
We're going to have Tybalt stop what he is doing. No, we're not. We're going to have him continue. Reginald, we are going to move towards Cambria.
My liege.
Let the
These
sun
armies,
shine on you. May
we are
God
going to
bless you,
have
sire.
continue to move into French territory. We have silver in Mercia. Very nice, very nice. Gonna build a bakery.
Yes.
We have built a new building, sire.
Now, while a lot of this may seem a little tedious, and at times it does feel like that, it's very important to, never neglect your economy, always keep an eye on things, and keep building up.
What is your wish?
Base buildings,
Teach these
like
infidels
a
a lesson.
bakery or a
These
marketplace,
infidels
are
a lesson.
essential to have in every single province if you're going to keep up. You need to keep money coming in, and you need to have food supply for your armies. Yes, now as we see here, where Poland used to be incredibly strong, Bohemia is now one of the kings out here.
Diplomatic letter,
Hungary is still doing well. Hungary actually tends to do well very often. Bulgaria is back. Bosnia is a tiny, tiny little country. The Khazars have gone really crazy, as has Kazan itself. Not much else is too different. Zirid is, yeah, Zirid's quite strong. Yeah. Now you can see Baudet, he's going to try here. But his effort against this army, especially against Guillaume, is ultimately going to abysmally fail.
To battle
What
and
is your
victory.
wish? Back to the castle.
Yes, my lord.
We're going to have Reginald move against this stack. Hungary, absolutely I want to trade agreement with Hungary. Hungary's a really good country in this game to partner with, to deal with, especially in an alliance. I don't know why, but I always seem to end up being friends with Hungary. As you can see, we won that battle and took Baudet as a prisoner. We now have 2 French marshals in our prisons. This keeps these marshals from their hands. They obviously cannot use them at this time. And since these guys are captured, these still are in their court. Meaning that they're clogged up. They're not able to hire marshals to replace these marshals because these marshals are still alive. This bodes really well for us. We're just looking for some things to upgrade. We're going to set an Admiralty. We're going to upgrade town walls. And in Strathclyde, we are going to upgrade docks.
Yes, my lord.
Tybalt we put in here a while ago, but sort of forgot about him. We're going to up the
Yes.
longbows.
Yes.
Now we're going to have Reginald deal with this last rebellion up here. And after this, we are going to bring him south, and we're going to begin our assault. Now, I very quickly here want to move up to 6 armies. Moving to 6 armies is going to make the rest of this campaign go very quickly. It's going to be what really propels us forward. In order to do that, however, I feel the economy has to be stronger. We need clothes, wax, tackling, and salt in order to get the Age of Discovery. This will give us a lot more gold, and it's going to be a boon to us, as we have a ton of coastal provinces. As well, wax, once we get this, will also be towards the silk route. We're going to have to pick up silk and ivory for specials, but then the income of our merchants will be doubled, giving us a nice bonus of about probably 200 gold after everything else is said and done. We're going to pick up the Kingdom Advantage crop rotation, giving us more food. And after this is done, things are going to be quite good. As well, I'm going to want to pick up statues, which we're working on, and wine, and then sugar to give us spring festivals. Since we have hostels everywhere, every city of ours is going to get a +5 to happiness.
I greet the brightest ruler in the world. May God bless you, sire.
Yes, my lord.
Okay, these guys are done raiding.
Destroy this nest.
We're going to get them to continue to plunder the area. The French are sending an army under Thomas against us. We're actually going to forget raiding for a second then, and we're going to go hit this army.
Attack.
What is your business?
Reginald.
Yes, my lord. Raise sail.
What is your command?
We're going to have Tybalt go north and deal with that rebellion. It's actually closer for him, because he can travel the entire way by sea instead of having
Yes,
to
my
travel
lord.
some of it by land.
For honor.
A new
Attack.
construction has
For
been
the crown.
finished, sire.
This battle is balanced at first, but bringing in the second army, we are very
Yes.
decisively winning.
The shore is near.
Sculptor's Guild is built in Cambria. Very nice. We're going to build a
Sire,
marketplace
we have
now.
won
We're
a
going to
battle.
continue with some of these economic buildings. There's
What
no
is your wish?
reason not to try.
Destroy this nest of
That army has
scum.
been crushed. Thomas has crawled back to Anjou to nurse his wounds. He's going to do this to annoy us. but it's not very smart of him to do so. We're going to raid these areas now, but after this, if he's still here, we have siege weaponry. We could easily force him. He's not
Political view.
he's not really a threat. He's just more annoying
Yes,
than
my
anything.
lord.
Now, one thing you'll notice after a while is at times it seems like money can really, really
Yes.
pile up. At times it's
You
hard
have a
to
diplomatic
almost know
letter,
what to
sire.
do with it. See, Pamplona is very
Political
happy
view.
that we're attacking England. Something I want to do here. What is Pamplona's economy like? You can see their economy really, really sucks. And they're a vassal of France. Now, we don't like France.
My liege.
France is kind of a jerk. So what I think might actually be a good idea.
Kingdom advantages. Political.
What screens am I pressing right now? I don't know what I'm doing. I want to offer a trade agreement to Pamplona. That's the most I'm going to do for now. And I'm going to give him a gift of 13,000 gold.
Armies have won yet another
Now,
battle.
he's going to lose a lot of this quite quickly, actually, due to something called inflation. If your gold total, as it gets higher and higher relative to your economic base, you'll actually begin
What is
to
your command?
make not as much gold and eventually lose it as well. So some of that money is actually going to bleed off. Some of it maybe even in payment to the French. However, hopefully, he can use some of this money in order to help himself. And as you see, giving him that money, he's now told France to go away. He's bumped his kingdom power up to 2. Fight you get.
What is
And
your
he's
wish?
going to now annoy the French. This is quite good for us. France is now going to have to deal with another power attacking them.
My
It's going
liege.
to split up his attention.
What is your command?
As well, Pamplona being down here,
Sire,
we may be
we have
able
won a battle.
to kind of look
We
at
have
him as
built
an
a new
ally.
building, sire.
However, we don't want to necessarily ally him in case he takes French land. As you can see, Lotharingia has also risen up against France at the same time. Funnily
What is
enough,
your command?
Yes, for the
the
crown.
French just can't
I
seem
like
to
this.
handle themselves. Okay, we are going to have to
What is
deal
your
with this
wish?
situation now. Now Thomas is doing this, and he's being a right jerk.
Attack.
Armies are still stronger than him together, and we have, as I said, siege weaponry. So we're just going to go in and wipe him. Continue, we're going to upgrade to Admiralty. East Anglia, nothing really necessary to upgrade.
Money.
Huguet is losing, as he doesn't have siege weaponry.
What is your command?
Young
The
in
crown.
the battle. Now we're balanced. Interesting. We're going to start winning here, because the game now is factoring in the fact that we have siege weaponry against his walled camp. His army is much smaller than ours. We're going to take some damage here, but we were taking damage anyway, so, you know, what do you do?
Sire, we have won a
What
battle.
is your command?
Now we've won that battle, we're going to head north to Normandy to lick our wounds.
A new
What is your command?
And with Tybalt's army, we're going to put him to sea. We now want to gather our troops together. I think what I'm actually going to do is hit Friesland first and move down in this direction. We'll give this to Germany, and then we'll move in here and take these provinces for ourselves. Now, as we can see here, Pamplona, he's going to be attacking France now, and he may actually begin to take territory. I don't like that. So what I think we're going to do, against what I was thinking before, is actually just go full out on France and take all this territory now. We need to prevent the others from taking it. Or do we? I'm not really sure of what I'm going to do with that. I'll take some time to think about it. between episodes here, as we are now done. This has been Azanar. If you liked this video, give me a like. If you really enjoyed it, give me a subscription. And I'll see you in the next one. Sayonara.